And then there came a day like many others. The best Flarking podcast. Your nerd's eye view of TV, film, comics, and video games. With you as always, your mother Flarking hosts, Dunners and Reach. Fellas, show them who they're Flarking with.
Hello, good people of the multiverse. It is that time again. It is 10/10/2016, and this is episode 33 of the best Flarking podcast, the creepy clown craze of podcasts. I am your host, Adam Dunn, and with me, as always, is the incomparable Reach. Reach, how the hell are you?
Man, it feels good to be here with you today.
Yeah, man, it feels great to finally have us get it done.
Get it done.
To finally show up. This latest lapse in podcasting has a lot to do with me getting the plague, and it's strickening me pretty bad. Positive offshoot is my voice has been sexified by it.
Man,
so that's a thing.
This is the late night edition.
Yeah, so that's a thing that happened for us. So, I mean, there's been, oddly enough, we've been gone for a few weeks, longer than normal, but not a lot has gone down that is of consequence. Probably the biggest thing.
Nothing too big other than the big guy.
Lucas Cage has come and has kind of gone.
Yeah.
For me, I really, the thing is, Luke Cage is a weird, it's a weird drink of water for me because it's good, but it's like incredibly sloppy in its execution. Like, it doesn't feel like it's nearly as tight knit as Daredevil or Jessica Jones in how they wanted to tell their stories. That being said, I think Luke is probably the coolest hero of the three that they've put on screen.
Agreed.
But he doesn't get to do much. So that's kind of the weird like trade-off is like Jessica has this awesome arc leading her down, to fighting Purple Man, and Daredevil has this like really awesome sprawling like Heat-like city-based drama where fucking the Kingpin is taking over. And this is really just kind of like a drug dealer and his shitty cousin are being shitty in Harlem. And they're like, and then Luke's just kind of like, I've had enough. I'm going to fucking slap people around and kick the shit out of them to get there. And I think the part of the problem with the series, so to speak, is that Luke being so powerful, his fight scenes are inevitably kind of lame. Like, they're all kind of lame. Like, other than the one and as always, spoiler alerts for everyone.
Goes without being. Yeah, they know.
The fight in Crispin Attucks is great, where he has like the car door and like he walks in, like has his like Daredevil hallway scene.
Oh yeah, with Bring the Ruckus playing in the background too. It's oh my god,
it's about as good as it gets
in the series.
Yeah, for that whole series, and then everything else is just kind of like, oh, he turns his back, pew 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 pew, he's bulletproof, smack smack, done, and he keeps beating up the same people, and it's kind of weak. But like I think the fight scenes being weak aren't the thing that really like leads it into its messy territory. It's how hard it leans into like the blaxploitation roots of it all, of where like the bad guy answers to another bad guy who answers to a third secret bad guy. And then that secret bad guy is actually the real bad guy of the show, as opposed to the incredibly good job that they did with Cottonmouth, because Cottonmouth was awesome.
Cornell was really fucking good.
Yeah, I was like, wow, Cottonmouth's a cool character. I really hope who he answers to is Kingpin and not Diamondback. And then, it turns out to be Diamondback, and I was like, oh, that fucking sucks. That's super weak.
Yeah. Well, you can feel it too in the series, because right at that point when Cottonmouth gets off, that was really the drop off. I think that's where it fell into a lull, a big lull.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. Like, it's right there where I'm like, man, I'm kind of bored.
Right.
I'm kind of bored by what they're doing right now. And it's like I'm gonna stick with it because I really like the show. I really, really would like a resolution to be done at this point, you know. So it's just like, oh boy, this is.
We talked about it. It was, I think you'd said it best at the beginning here. It was their best hero on screen yet, but it was the weakest storytelling.
Yeah, and I think the thing is like when you have such a cool character, he can only carry it for so long before the story has to be good, or else it just kind of starts to lose its way.
Yeah,
and that's really what like Luke feels like it doesn't really know what it like wants to be about, and it's just kind of like it falters and kind of wavers around, and that's the only thing that really I can say that isn't very great about it, is that it's like it kind of flounders. And plus it's like, man, the whole Diamondback and him being brothers thing, and like,
yeah,
it's just like
it was weird. It didn't feel right.
Well, it's just like the whole like, okay, cool, they're gonna play the angle of like he's my brother, bliggity blah blah blah.
Just like half, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
wasn't
you know,
buying it. It was just like,
you know, I mean, they're biologically related, but like the thing is like, that's a weird reason to like want to kill someone else,
right?
Like, whereas like, and then I know what a lot of people are gonna scream and go, yeah, but what about Loki and Thor? I'm like, now the thing about Loki and Thor though is that, you know, Thor was championed and Loki was shit on. Whereas it seems like in Luke Cage's universe, Luke was shit on and Cottonmouth was shit on, and that their dad just kind of sucked. You know, it wasn't like one was treated well and the other wasn't.
Right.
So like there's this weird like disconnect of like I don't get it.
Well, and even also, those flashbacks now that you mention that, they feel out of place almost. Like they should have been towards the beginning, and I should have been wondering who this kid is that he's talking to. Like, don't give him an identity yet, but give me that, you know, where he's punching and shit, and make me feel that sense of, you know, that relationship that he has with his brother, but I don't know it's his brother. And then later I'll come out, you know, and I think that impact would have been much more.
Yeah.
There's your piece of how you would have done it, or how I would have done it, at least.
It's just like, there's just lots of like sloppy stuff about it. The one thing I truly and deeply loved about Luke Cage, though, is having Hammer not be a joke, and having the Hammer tech come back into play, and like, oh yeah, these Judas bullets are made by Hammer and they're awesome. Like, oh fucking A, sweet. So Hammer clearly is, even though he's in prison, is still doing stuff, and that's pretty awesome.
That was super
because, you know,
awesome.
as we've said many times on the show before, we'd fucking love to have Sam Rockwell back. And if the only way we get him back is in the Netflix universe, fuck yeah, so dude, having him supply bullets to whoever Sigourney Weaver's playing, or to Kingpin down the line, you know, that you know, that's gonna be super dope. But
yeah, on that note, don't you feel like Luke stayed hurt way too long?
Yeah, he stayed hurt way too long, and the thing is like here's what's problematic about part of the storytelling Luke Cage is that he's bulletproof, he's superhuman strength, and they made it that he basically is like Colossus and he can't get hurt, which just isn't the case in the comics. He is bulletproof,
right?
But like when he gets hit, his body still takes damage, like his internal organs hurt,
right?
It's not like his entire body is bulletproof and he's like unhurtable. It's just like he literally in this is like, there's dudes who punch him and their arms like explode and like compound out of the skin. I was like, well, I'm like, sure, I guess for like maybe some shitty guys, but not dudes who beat the shit out of people for a living.
Right.
I'm like, that's not how that would work. So it's like there are things where it's like, man, they should have probably just introduced another superpowered person, had like Cottonmouth find another enhanced who had superhuman strength and durability, and use that in the middle of the season and save the Judas thing until the end, and had him be weakened by the Judas bullets, but still have him overcome Diamondback and survive. Because like the thing is, it's weird is like to have him get shot those bunch of times, and then have the cops all get it, which then just kind of makes him weak because he can't do anything to anyone. Because in the beginning of the series, he's wildly overpowered. Then by about episode 10, he's wildly underpowered.
Yeah.
Because he can't do anything to anyone, because like, we got Judas bullets, Luke, you can't fucking run from me, I'm random cop number 2. And it's like, that doesn't that doesn't feel right. Because, you know, like, even when Daredevil's, like, beat to shit and, like, internally bleeding, he's still able to fucking whoop a cop's ass with a gun and everything. Whereas, like, Luke, he can't do anything because, like, they'll just shoot him and it'll go right through him. And it felt really odd to do that with the Judas thing, because it's just like, now everyone's got the Judas bullets. They're everywhere. Even though they're supposedly so expensive, no one could ever afford them. Like, they just are everywhere. Cops have them. Everyone's going to town. It's super duper. So, like, that felt really weird. And then, like, the fight in the end to be, like, in front of a newscast in the streets in Harlem with, like, two brothers duking it out and just, like, your mama
I was watching the end of Meteor Man.
Yeah, and it's like, your mama was a bitch and he hated your mom. Oh, you let him talk to your moms like that? And it's like, this is not...
This you, son.
And it's just kind of, it was like super weird in that regard. The one thing I don't get with people's criticism towards Luke Cage, because it is a good show. It's not bad.
Don't let us deter you from watching it, please. It is still a good show. Yeah,
it's just, you know, I was talking about this with a friend of mine where I was like, you know what? It's the worst of the 3 Netflix shows thus far, but that's not really saying much because all 3 of them are really good to great. So it's like, oh well, it's only really great. It's not completely great.
Yeah.
And it, you know, it has its slip ups. The one thing I don't understand, and this is something I don't understand about a lot of stuff that's happening now, is the backlash about it. Like, oh, Luke Cage was just too black. It's like, man, what? Like, why are there any white people around? Who cares?
Right.
Who cares why there aren't any white people around? It's like, who gives a shit? Because, like, they're not every character in the goddamn show. And it's like, and, you know, maybe it's about time we have different perspectives.
100%.
Front and center in a fucking show. It's like we ended up getting 2 shows about white people.
And we're about
prior
to
this one. You know? And yeah, and the third one's on its way. But then, like, and so it's like, it's weird to see these, like, people are upset about the blackness of Luke Cage. I'm like, well, he's a black man, and it
takes place in Harlem.
Yeah,
like,
and
do
it's
you
like
have any idea?
A predominantly black community. I don't get, like, if your qualm with it is that it's like it's too black, like, you clearly don't understand the source material going into it.
Yeah.
And maybe you take a step back because, like, for fuck's sake, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
And
wiki or something. Jesus.
Conversely, though, I also don't understand the backlash with the same people who are like, oh, they're gonna have a thing called Iron Fist and the guy's gonna be white, though. Like, well, here's a weird thing, everyone who's complaining about that. Danny Rand has always been white. It's like, so, like, I get it if we're gonna make the complaint that a white actor is playing someone of a different ethnicity, you know, like if Matt Damon's gonna save the Great Wall of China kind of thing, or you know, like if that's how we're gonna play it, like, I understand those criticisms, you know, I understand that, you know, like I get that, but it's just like, if we're gonna have a soapbox on the internet for people to be like, I can't believe they're doing this, it's like, well, you're gonna complain that a white actor got cast as a character who is white, only because it could be retrofitted to an Asian actor.
Well, I think that
easily
started because the guy who's playing the villain came out and said that he fought to play Danny Rand, and they didn't let him. So, you know,
that's
okay for you to say, but it's like, let's not act like the part was ever up for anybody else but a white dude. Like, it's
just like that's who Danny Rand is, and that's just. You know, it's like,
Rand Industries Rand or whatever the hell the Rand company is it's just, yeah.
It's just, yeah, it's one of those, it's super odd. I don't get the criticisms on any of that, where it's just kind of like, all right. And then I liked Finn Jones being like, well, he's like, if you're upset before you've seen anything, wait till you see the show because it's incredibly diverse. So I was just like, and plus, it's weird to hear people like levy the criticism as like Marvel's just like, oh, they're just not being diverse. Like, we just had a show that's predominantly black, and then prior to that, it was a show that was predominantly female. And it's just like, it's like, come on, man, they're doing their best to work in as much diversity as possible. They're not just like, oh yeah, let's keep it to the status quo, white guy on purpose. They're just following who their characters are, and they're making moves accordingly.
Right.
But to wrap up on Luke, though, it's it's there's a couple other things that don't jive well. I don't think it's shot well. I don't think Luke's shot very well.
See, I was interested to know your opinion of that, because this is who directed this one.
That I don't even know who handled the directing on it, but I don't think Luke was shot very well. It just like, and I feel like part of the aesthetic of it was not to be as overly produced as Daredevil and Jessica Jones were. I feel like they were trying to go for more of a like cinema verite kind of thing, and like keep it, down to earth and shot that way.
Well, which makes sense, because there's a lot of atmosphere around those, around Daredevil and Jessica Jones.
There's just there's a lot of shots that just don't feel good. None of which take place in Harlem's Paradise. Every shot in Harlem's Paradise is awesome. Yeah. Inside that club, there's just like lots of other shots that
first episode with Raphael Sadiq. Come on.
Yeah, it's.
Oh my God, it was so good. I mean, and all the artists they had in the club, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the music on the show, the music on Luke Cage is by far the best. The music on Luke Cage is easily the best.
Turk showing back up and being the butt end of everybody's jokes and
Turk. I like Turk showing. I like Turk and Claire Temple showing up in everything.
Claire Temple killed it. Oh my God,
it's pretty great. I fucking hated that the Doctor got brought back into it. Like the Doctor,
with
the Doctor like redoing everything to him, and then like.
Yeah, don't worry. I have a tub of acid in my barn.
It's like I've been trying to recreate the experiment since forever. I was like, all right, that's weird. And it's kind of odd because it feels like, Luke has only had his powers for like 18 months is how it feels. Like he broke out of prison and became Luke, and then like his wife, who we found out isn't even a good person.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, who gives a shit that Jessica killed her then? She was kind of a shitty person. Yeah. She was manipulating you from the jump. Yeah, so who gives a shit now?
Easy to forget.
But like, so there's like just lots of stuff where it's like, why? Why do that? Yeah. One thing that really kind of pissed me off though was having Misty get her arm. Be like, she could lose her arm. I'm like, yes, lose her arm. Let's get Misty Knight with a robot arm up in here. Let's fucking get this going. And they're like, oh, just kidding. We saved her arm. I'm like, fuck you guys for doing like that whole thing was like just clearly to fucking tease hardcore comic fans with the like, whoop, she's gonna get her fucking powered up super espionage arm.
Oh, just does kidding. She have one in the comics?
Yeah, in the comics, that's like her whole shtick is that she's like she's like Get Christy Love or Cleopatra Jones. Okay, but she has a fucking cybernetic arm like the Winter Soldier. So she's. That's fucking
awesome.
Misty Knight's the shit. Speaking of which, Simone Missick fucking crushed it as Misty Knight. She was great. She was really, really great.
Yep. Her, Pops, and Claire Temple.
I also really like that dude. I've never watched the show, but he's from Sons of Anarchy. The guy who played Shades.
Yeah, Shades.
I was
he was good, believable as that character. Like definitely different outside of your normal. Like, I don't know. Watching it a second time, I was just like, okay, I get it. Like, I get it. Just that smart ass smirk all the time, and
it was weird to see Mariah and then also see Alfre as the mom in Civil War.
Yeah,
and be like,
well, I texted you on that.
Yeah, it's just like. It felt so weird to be like, are they the same character? Is she a piece of shit? Like, has this been like the whole thing the whole time? It's like, oh wait, no, they're different people because she's like city councilwoman. The other person was just HR at the State Department.
Yeah, I still just feel like that's a missed opportunity.
It was like, okay, I'm like I said to you, I was like, they're probably just gonna fucking be sisters. They're just gonna. That's how they're gonna play it off. They're twin sisters. And that's how they're gonna reconcile it later. Because like, whatever. But yeah, like. Also, just, man, Diamondback was just so weak.
Oh, super weak. And that's where I was just going to mention is to that point, Alfre's character definitely, I should have felt more threatened by her, I think. They did, by the end, she's the only one who walks away, and you're, I guess, supposed to feel like she'll be coming back to fuck with Luke, I guess.
You're supposed to have like a Kingpin moment.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it's not. It really isn't. Like, it's, a lot of this stuff is like, The show feels like a lot of its bits are all sizzle, no steak kind of thing. And that's unfortunate because there are a lot of really, really, really good moments. And there's a lot of really good character building. And Luke, Mike Coulter just does such a good job as Luke. And it is a really big missed opportunity that they just killed off Cottonmouth instead of just letting, maybe him go to jail and have him come back and eventually be part of the crime family with Kingpin or something. Character. And
played very well.
Yeah, they just kind of like fucked up at every major every major crossroads. Like, all right, we can go this way or we can go that way, and they're like, oh, let's just choose the fucked up dumb way to go. But like, Luke was really good, and I would absolutely say watch it.
Yeah,
it's
100%.
it's definitely better than a lot of stuff.
We probably don't sound like you should watch it, but definitely.
No, you absolutely should. It's very, very good. It's just that they're like, just be aware that there's a lot of like missed opportunities, and the show it lags a bit.
Yeah, but also this is what we do, and we're critical of these things. We watch these series over and over again and break them down like this, so you guys can go out and enjoy them. We suffer for you guys,
so you guys can enjoy them like a regular person, and we don't, because we're martyrs. we're media martyrs.
Yeah, media martyrs.
That's that's how it goes for tough guys like us in the streets out here. Staying on the whole Netflix vibe, they New York Comic Con was this week, and New York Comic Con is trying desperately to be San Diego Comic Con Part 2.
They're stepping their game up big. Is this the first year they had video games? It felt like.
I'm not sure. I have no idea.
It really felt like I saw far more game coverage than anything. Maybe that's because I follow a bunch more game stuff, but
yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
There probably actually is just a lot more game news just because it's bigger industry and it just constantly keeps getting a bigger focus.
And the only thing happening right now is just Marvel fucking up Secret Wars and DC crushing it with Rebirth. Contrary to the movies and anything else, it's like, guys, can you just take notes from each other, please? Meet each other halfway so we can all win. On all mediums, please.
DC is just kicking Marvel's teeth in the comics right now.
Pretty much.
God, Civil War 2 is so dumb. Just so dumb. It's just the dumbest thing ever. That's a discussion for a different time, though.
Anyways.
Something that isn't dumb, though, Netflix unveiled its first full trailer for Iron Fist, complete with glowy hands.
Well, I wouldn't say full teaser trailer. We don't.
It was like 2.5. It was like 2.5 minutes though. Yeah,
it was like a minute something. No, it's like a minute and a half. Anyways, we'll figure it out.
We'll verify this at a later time about
because I remember how the Luke one went. They give you the teaser trailer first.
How many fucking minutes this trailer is. I'm going in now. I need to know. I need to know what it is. It's a minute 27, so you're right and I'm wrong.
Boom.
So
teaser trailer.
Either way, it's a trailer. It's got glowy. It's fucking awesome. It's got glowy hands in it. And we get to see Danny punching stuff and jumping and punching and flipping and punching and just punching because that's who he is. So we get our first look at Danny Rand, and it felt just as good as the first looks at Jessica Jones and Daredevil and Luke Cage. And it's like, cool, they're gonna square this story up.
Yeah. Well, even it begins with those flashes. The final defender, or the last defender.
The final defender arrives.
Yep.
Is what this old school movie, like burn-ins. Which I thought was awesome. And then you get to see, him as a kid like we did from the very first teaser where he's laying in the snow after the plane crash. And it seems really nice. Also just like the him meditating on the couch and seemingly like living through all the things that are happening in the show. And getting a nice shot of Colleen Wing and, a bunch of the other characters. And Madame Gao being back. So we're going to have a tie into that story. And so I think for a teaser trailer,
right in there that the immortal Iron Fist is the sworn enemy of the Hand.
Yep, exactly. So it's gonna be on, and it's gonna be real good. The trailer just is a nice little bit of loveliness, and it's also cool that we also when Luke came out, we got the first announcement for the date, but then we got the full confirmation of the date being in March.
Oh yeah.
So we're only
St. Paddy's Day.
we're only like 5.5 months from that. So they're getting closer together.
Yeah, they are. Aren't they? Holy shit.
Well, it's because there's more of them. You know, they're shooting fucking Punisher right now, which would lead you to believe that Punisher is going to happen in between Defenders.
That has started shooting.
Yeah, so it's like,
and your favorite character is showing up there.
Yeah, dude, Karen Page, baby, fucking best character in all the Netflix shows.
I saw a headline that said more Karen Page is a good something. It's good, fucking, more good.
It's something, all right.
Not according to Adam Dunn.
No, it's fucking absolutely isn't. She's the worst part of fucking Daredevil season 2. Just the worst. She's the worst. Also, like, to just round out the final end of Netflix related news, as you heard me say a little bit earlier, there's the big reveal of who's going to be the villain in Defenders. Not the character, but the actress. And Marvel gets a huge get with Sigourney Weaver being the villain in Defenders. And there's a lot of like shit. There's a lot of shit being floated around that she's either going to be the manifestation of Mephisto.
Whoa.
That she's death. That she is
death.
She's the physical manifestation of the Beast of the Hand, who gets who basically absorbs into Daredevil. And forces the whole Shadowland story, which ends up with Daredevil killing himself and Elektra bringing him back from the dead.
Oh man!
So there could be any number of things there. I'm hoping they do a fucking gender flip on Mephisto.
That'd be
Mephisto is a lady, and that way we get her, like, because Sigourney Weaver's a good ass get, and to get her as Mephisto would be really cool to see her down the line, especially considering Doctor Strange and all the other things that are happening. So I hope it's that. I really hope it's not she's the physical manifestation of the Beast of the Hand, this like mythical fucking possession spirit that absorbs good people and turns them bad or whatever, fucking super dumb.
Whatever super dumb power she has.
Well, it's just like she'd be an illusion. She'd just basically be like the mouthpiece for like... imagine like the smoke monster from Lost, but like she's the mouthpiece for it. That's kind of... I feel like that'd be a waste of Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, they'd be pulling a Star Trek there.
Yeah, it's like, all right, fine. Fine. You go ahead and waste her just so DC can't have her in something.
Yeah, no shit. That's the real reason.
I was like, fuck, better snap her up. No, so we can't fucking have her in something else.
Oh, man.
But there's also, what else happened? Oh, they showed a bunch of Doctor fucking Strange today and yesterday. Like 15 minutes of an IMAX. They also gave us lowly, not cool media people a new trailer showing Doctor Strange falling through what appears to be the multiverse.
Yeah.
Which means Marvel is going to officially touch on the idea of the fucking multiverse, which brings up a lot of emotions in me because I don't know if I'm personally ready to deal with a movie universe where there's like 5 different versions of Thor, 5 different versions of Cap, and so we can just start casting whomever as whoever and doing whatever wherever, because that's kind of how the multiverse works. Is that it's like, oh yeah, in this universe, Tony Stark's a 6-year-old girl who has the voice of Abe Vigoda. It's like, that's a really weird why. Who cares? That's just what this universe does. Shut up. Deal with it. Deal with it. And it'll just be an odd thing to have happen.
But even if they don't go that route, just seeing it on screen, and I've said this numerous times, I genuinely believe that I am going to be leaving that theater in tears of joy. I will weep.
Oh, it looks good.
I will be weeping.
It looks real good, and it's also pretty fucking sweet to be like, oh yeah, Doctor Strange only a month away.
That's
that's nice. That's super nice. So I mean, I'm all in on it. I'm cautiously optimistic about the idea of a multiverse. I don't want them to go like just fucking balls to the wall into it. You know, because it's just like, man, there's a lot of fucking goofy shit that could happen, and people are gonna get confused
Dude,
super easy.
If, though, just think about what if they just touched on it, and then the first one they were to bring about was the Ultimates, and then just retconned all the dumb fucking movies they made prior.
Just retconned in the fucking all three Fantastic Fours, all the X-Men movies are all part of it now. The funny part is like when you say that, we joke about the Fantastic Four and the fucking X-Men part, but I'll tell you which one most certainly seems like it is going to get retconned in is Blade.
Yep.
Is that Blade takes place in some other universe, and he's gonna fucking find his way into the regular universe, and they're just gonna do some goofy shit with Blade, and that'll be that. And fuck me, it'll be awesome. Because
the rumors recently, or not rumors, but you heard that Underworld they wanted them for a crossover, but Marvel said they had dibs, and then I guess.
I mean, that's just Kate Beckinsale said. You know what? That's probably just Kate Beckinsale being like, I want to get in a fucking Marvel movie. I'm gonna say that Marvel's doing some goofy shit, and I'm gonna find my way into this piece somehow. I'm like, easy, Kate. Take it easy.
We do know they've been talking.
Wesley is like, I want to do a Blade 4. But of course Wesley wants to do a Blade 4. That motherfucker owes like $500 billion in back taxes. He absolutely wants to do a Blade 4. Like I have no doubt in my mind that Wesley most certainly wants to do Blade 4. I just don't know if fucking Marvel wants to do Blade 4. Right. You know, like in their mind, I mean, sure, like let's get this out of the way. I love all three of the Blade movies.
Absolutely.
Even the not so great third one where Wesley was just apparently stoned out of his mind the whole time. Just and barely shows up to set. Like, if anything, everyone just listen to Patton Oswalt talk about how fucking awful it was to make Blade 3. It's hilarious. You'll die laughing. But, you know, so I do feel like that's, if they want to get the Blade back in there, they can just multiverse his ass in. And you know what? We could get Nicolas Cage into the Marvel universe as fucking weird ass Ghost Rider, and that would be a thing. Remember that Idris Elba was in the second fucking Ghost Rider, and the movie just couldn't even be saved by how awesome Idris Elba is.
I don't remember. That's how bad it was.
He's like the warrior priest for like the Catholic Church. I'm like, all right. Idris Elba's awesome. This is really unfortunate that this is happening to him. This is really unfortunate. Hopefully he got paid well for that.
I think he did. He probably did.
Speaking of the goddamn Ghost Rider, your favorite show ever has come back on from its hiatus to continue its monumental suckitude.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But hey, Flamehead looks pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, he looks pretty good. For a TV budget, he looks good, you know, and as he fucking should, because like the Flash has been like, hey, here's what fucking good TV
guys.
Yeah, here's what network television VFX budgets can look like if you do it right. And I mean, it feels like Ghost Rider's been done pretty well, and I've only watched the one bit where he just kind of like rips apart the cell and saves Mac and throws that zombie guy around and kills him. And then they try and stop him, and he just kind of like walks right through all the Inhumans that they have there. And I'm like, oh, cool. So they're actually going to make Ghost Rider be able to whip these weak-ass Inhumans' ass. That's good. I was really worried that they would try and make Daisy like able to stand up to him, which is super dumb. It's just like...
Yeah, I mean, for a guy that can look you dead in the eye and just...
And kill your soul.
Yeah, and just...
Let's just get down to brass tacks. He can kill your soul.
Let's call a spade here.
You know, it's just like... I can make earthquakes happen. Lady, I could look you in the eye and you would cease to be. Just like, let's get that straight right now. Now, granted, for the comic book fans who are like, oh, Planet Star only works on people with dirty souls. There was that whole part of the season where she was working with Hive, and she killed people and did shitty things. Her soul is dirty. Ghost Rider could kill her if he wanted to.
Actually,
let me just go ahead and drop a truth bomb on you and make this happen. So yeah, I mean, Ghost Rider so far looks okay. The storytelling still looks like it sucks.
I haven't watched an episode yet.
In Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, I watched the one. It's like, I got to see what this Ghost Rider looks like. And after that, I was like, all right, cool, done for the year. All right. Awesome.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
They took my favorite, you know, I was only No, that's a lie. I was just gonna lie to you and the people, and I'm just not gonna do that. So.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
But conversely, it's not the only show that kind of started off sucking this year.
Else?
The Flash premiere sucked.
Really?
It just sucked.
I
It's
haven't
so
watched
dumb.
it yet. That's a bummer to hear.
It was just like, dude, Flashpoint's already over.
Oh wow.
So let me go ahead and spoil that for you.
Damn.
Reg. It's a 1-episode thing with Flashpoint, and
You're
it's over.
shitting me.
One episode where it's like, oh, isn't this wacky? And then they fix it, and he goes back and fixes it. So it's those episodes where Barry lost his speed last season and they were just the worst episodes of the show. That's what this is. Flashpoint is this.
How do you begin your season like that?
The only really neat part is that after him and
who signed off on this? God damn it!
after they go back and fix the timeline, shit is fucked up in the regular timeline because of Barry fucking around and creating the new universe. So there are lasting effects of fucking up the continuum in the regular universe. So we'll probably find out more about what that shit is as time goes on. Yeah. But the big cool part of the whole season is that the rival is in fact the like black suited speedster that we see, and he gets killed in the Flashpoint timeline. But when everything goes back to normal, the end of the episode is him waking up and a voice going, "It's time to wake up. It's time to get to work." And then he goes over to look into his window, not his window, but he looks in his mirror, and the mirror scratches the words alchemy in it, which means that Dr. Alchemy and Mirror Master are already working together to fight the Flash, and they're going to recruit the rival to work for them. So like the bad guys this season are like a Legion of Doom kind of thing. So it's like Dr. Alchemy, Mirror Master, and a Speedster. Which is like, okay, fucking A, sure, that works.
Well,
that sounds good. Sounds good to me.
I get, but how am I supposed to know that Mirror Master and Dr. Alchemy are a part of this? Unless I'm a fan.
I mean, the word alchemy being scratched in there.
Yep.
I mean, you're obviously as a casual fan, you're not supposed to know. You're supposed to be left confused and be like, whoa, what? I gotta watch next week so I can see what the fuck's gonna happen with this shit. Right. But like,
good. Just as long as it's just not another speedster.
It's definitely
to get faster than.
Yeah, it's definitely Dr. Alchemy is the main bad guy, and like having the mirror crack the words alchemy into it is just a nod to the fact that Mirror Master's already involved.
Tight.
Because Dr. Alchemy can't do that shit.
Tight. Okay.
And he also can't speak through mirrors. He can't speak through mirrors either.
Right.
But
they don't.
But Mirror Master can. So it's like, all right, sure. I was like, okay, cool. There's at least an upside to this,
I'm gonna write this word,
shitty episode.
You crack the shit. Boom.
Yeah,
he'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's like, and then it's on. Then we'll all know. What's up, and it'll be all good, on. And everyone's fucking happy. Let me ask you a question.
Ask away.
How do you feel about all this Logan stuff?
Oh man, I feel real good about it. That poster came out, and I mean, anybody who listens to this podcast knows how we feel about the Fox fuckers and what they've done to our beloved X-Men and just the X family.
Or just Wolverine. Not even the whole family, just Wolverine by himself.
Yeah, if you really want to get down to it. I mean, you got those 3 films that are just but.
They sure are.
We got a dope poster of what looks like X-23's little baby hand. Not baby hand, but kid hand.
Little kid hand.
Yeah, little kid hand.
Little kid baby hand.
Old ass Logan arm. I mean, Prof X looking like death.
Yeah, he does not look good.
He's got hair though, so at least he's got that going for him.
He got a little bit of hair.
A little bit of hair.
Got a little bit of peach fuzz on his like liver spotted body.
But I think the big kicker was the this new Instagram account. I think it's just Weapon X, I think is the name of it.
Yeah,
if you guys want to go follow it. But the big one was the photo of the severed arm and basically showing why we're going to be finally getting an R-rated Wolverine film. So
yeah, and
the page you had pointed that out to me.
Right. The strip page.
Yeah,
I've got mixed feelings because like Gavin Hood is coming out taking swipes at everything where it's like if shit falls on someone in our movie, they're fucking dead. Someone gets hurt, they're gonna die. This isn't some CGI fuckathon. It's like, hey buddy, that last Wolverine movie you made was a CGI fuckathon, and the only redeeming part of it was when he was fucking fighting on a train in a gravity-defying CG fuckathon sequence. So I would be very careful with how you shit on things, considering your movie sucked so much dick, with the exception of that train sequence. Do we not forget the fact that you made Silver Samurai a giant mech piloted by a fucking old, decrepit man? Like, do we not recall what you done did, good sir? So like I'm cautiously optimistic, but like the thing is it feels like Fox is again is doing exactly what James Gunn said that everyone would do after Deadpool was a success, was like make it fucking ultra violent and fucking swearing, because like the very first page is Wolverine's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, come on, man. Please don't just take the idea that what made Deadpool great, the fucking violence and the swearing, because that's not what fucking did it.
Sure.
That's not why it was good. It certainly didn't hurt it, but it wasn't the reason why. And so, like, I'm cautiously optimistic. The way all this marketing stuff for Logan has come out has looked good. But at this point in the game, that doesn't mean anything anymore, because the marketing for Batman vs. Superman got good. The marketing for Suicide Squad was really fucking good.
Oh, good.
And it's just
point.
like, and it's just like, you can have an amazing marketing team behind a movie and still make a shit movie.
Fall for it every fucking time.
That's its job.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you a bad person. That just makes them good at doing their job. That's all it does. So like, I'm cautiously optimistic about all this Logan stuff. That poster looks great. I'm not too fucking sold on the idea of X-23 being a little girl in this universe.
Well, so what? Yeah, and maybe you can shine some light on this. But they added another picture today, and it just says Pierce, and I guess that's our villain.
Yeah, it's that's who,
some cyborg or something.
The younger guy is playing Pierce, and he's one of the villains. But they're also saying that Jonathan Crane of Doctor Who fame is going to be a mad scientist, and Mr. Sinister apparently factors into this movie, and it's his first introduction that we'll get to see of Mr. Sinister before he shows up as the main villain in the next X-Men movie, which just whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
whatever. Just whatever.
Well, already,
fucking X-Men universe.
Didn't they announce March for this Wolverine for Logan?
Yeah. Logan
Which
comes
seems
out
way
around
sooner
the same
than anybody thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
Holy shit.
It means that they're probably going on like a crazy ass shoot schedule. They'll be done by December, which then means that since they're not going to be doing a CGI fuckathon, they're probably not going to have nearly as many VFX. It's going to be a lot more practical stuff. But I mean, obviously, there's going to be stuff that has to happen with CG, because every time he fucking pops the claws,
right,
that like them coming out is a CG thing. So who knows? The turn is really fast. It's almost as fast as the turn for X-Men Origins was, which does not lend any excitement to the mix. But I don't know. Like I'll absolutely say it right now. I'm cautiously optimistic about it.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to be hurt by it.
I do dig the tone, all the black and white. I really love the black and white.
Yeah, I think the ideas behind of how they're marketing it are great, and I feel like if Gavin Hood is truly going to throw himself into that camp of we're going to make a fucking knockdown, drag out, gory, fucking brutal Wolverine movie, and he wants to get behind that ideal, I'm totally into it.
Right.
I think that's a really cool idea. We've all been clamoring for the idea of Wolverine actually fucking slashing people up and it being the real deal since the beginning. But like I don't know. How are we gonna
feel with that in contrast to everything else? Like all of a sudden they just take a whole tonal shift because we finally got Deadpool, which was rated R, so now it's like okay all of a sudden, and just.
But I feel like the tonal shift is gonna probably play fine because he's old and he's not as good as he used to be.
Yeah.
So like the killing is gonna come a lot easier to him because he has to. Like that's just kind of like. That's probably the biggest reason why they're doing parts of the Old Man Logan storyline, is so they can shift this whole focus to the R-rated thing and like, oh yeah, he's weaker now, so he kills a lot easier. Yeah. But even in X-Men 2, he was fucking killing people left and right. We just never got to see what it looked like. and even in what is it, the shitty cameo in X-Men Apocalypse, he kills. Chest.
Dude falls to the ground. Yeah, bodies everywhere. They're dead.
Yeah, he's killing all sorts of people. It's just not. We just don't get to see the gore. So it's like this is just kind of like they're gonna fucking do the Saw version of Wolverine. They're gonna lift the curtain.
They're gonna. I'm picturing like a Quentin Tarantino Wolverine movie.
Yeah, kind of. It's probably gonna be. It's probably gonna be like it's just gonna be a bloodbath, probably.
Which I'm okay with. If it actually ends up being that, like I'm so totally okay with that.
It's gonna be like the opening scene of Blade.
Oh, I'm more picturing the
I'm just imagining the amount of blood.
Kill Bill.
Oh yeah, that definitely very well could be
because of the black and white and everything. Yeah, man. Like that's all I see. Right
I don't think any of the movies gonna be in black and white. I bet it's all.
I bet it is. That'd be fucking raw.
Could be dope. Could be dope for sure. Speaking of black and white movies, on a completely just unrelated tidbit.
Segue.
Fucking Mad Max is coming out in black and white because that's what fucking George Miller wanted was a black and white version. Yeah, well. It's black and white.
Well, we know what it is, but
marketing materials, Reed. Don't fall for all of
them. Damn it! I did it again.
Don't fall for every piece of marketing material. I'm fucking. I don't want to buy Mad Max. I want to just see it in black and white.
I'll share it on the DB for you. I got it. I have the black and chrome edition. It took me forever to find it. I got it before they tore it all off the internet.
Well, there we have it, folks.
Don't come knocking on my door, motherfuckers.
Just like maybe cut that part out. But yeah, I mean that kind of wraps up all the comic related news in video game world for everyone else.
On the other side of things,
I have just been absorbed into the world that is BioShock again. It's probably my 10th time beating the original one. I beat it this week. And I'm playing through the second one right now. And when that finishes, I'm probably just going to fire up a round of Infinite just because I honestly, I swear to God, I don't think there is a better storyline in video games than that of BioShock 1. And then I don't think there's a better sequel as far as storytelling goes than BioShock 2. The way that those two stories play off each other are fucking unbelievable. I'm having so much fun playing them that it's like, God damn, if they could just update the graphics on these fuckers every 8 years, I would play them every 8 years. I'd play through them again and again and again and again and again. Like just the idea of like the way that the characters interact in BioShock 1 and like the using your plasmids with your guns and upgrading the guns and like the hacking and all of that shit is just great. And then to like flip all that shit on its side in the second one where like the research camera is now a movie camera and you're taking a movie of people while you shoot them up to learn their weaknesses and like all that shit. I've found out a thing about me. Any game with a research camera, I'm fucking into it. and I feel like that's Pokemon Snap's fault from the N64 because anything with a camera, I want to fucking shoot pictures inside the game. Whether it's fucking completing every single journal entry for the National Journal in Beyond Good and Evil, to fucking researching all the splicers in fucking BioShock, or getting that perfect picture of Mew in fucking Pokemon Snap. I'm fucking any game with a camera, I'm there. Which is weird because I don't really particularly like the Fatal Frame games, and those games are centered entirely around a camera. So I don't know what that's about. But have you played the BioShock games, Reed? Or you
it's on my list to get and go back
fucking
and get.
Scumbag.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm not. I so rarely play games over again that I've beaten. I don't know. I'm one and done kind of in a way.
One and done kind of guy, huh? Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a one and done kind of guy. Get in, get out, do your thing.
But I mean, this though, I mean, what you're talking about, I strongly agree that it's definitely up there as far as best story in a video game. I definitely want to go back and play them. It's been a decade, so
yeah. Yes, BioShock 1 came out in 2005, I believe.
Yeah, so no, this is not one of those where I'm like, it's whatever. No, trust me, it's on my list. I thoroughly intend to get it, and I will play through it again. I remember getting Infinite, and because that was 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yeah, maybe Infinite's like 4 or 5 years ago now.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, just that one remains the freshest in my head, you know. So but I remember how much I loved it and that entire series. So yeah, no, I got to go back and play it. I've been unable to peel myself away from Destiny again, ironically.
Destiny. The funny part is I was playing on the Xbox and I was watching all my friends' feeds, like achievements and things that they're posting, and there's Reach. I'm like, you got sucked back in.
Yep. I don't know what it is. It's so fucking addicting. I don't know.
Reach, you.
I know.
You
and I'm the only
boy.
one. I got like no friends on the damn thing. No, I'm just sitting here, just reaching for level after level, gun after gun, just. For no fucking reason. I'll be done with it in another 3 weeks because nobody's playing. Yeah, and then I'll be on the next thing.
And then you'll hate it again, and then later on.
I'm trying not to exert that negative energy anymore on it. It just is what it is. People know how I feel about it.
Well, this is the end, right? Because then it's Destiny 2, right?
Yeah, no, and I'm hearing that they only put this out because it would have been like a year gap in between, so to kind of just. Like, hey, here's some shit to do until we come out with Destiny 2. It's like
we're gonna go ahead and try and get it done.
Oh man. But no.
But hey, you know what? More power to him. I heard this whole fucking Rise of Iron thing is great. I've heard nothing but good things from my friends who play it. And there's like, you should get back into it. I'm like, never again. I'll never play original Destiny ever again.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll probably play Destiny 2. I'll try it out. But it's like there are far more things that are demanding of my time right now as far as gaming goes. Not the least of which is that which comes out in an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah,
Gears of War 4, which is another franchise I like super mucho. I love that fucking franchise, and I love Horde mode, and I love
in gaming, period.
Oh, dude! I mean, it's completely changed the whole concept of every game had chest high walls after Gears came out. Mm-hmm. Like every game was like, "Hey, fucking chest high walls, baby." So, who knows what the new game
didn't they do the
brings.
early release with this one, where if you pre-ordered it, you could play on Friday? I've been seeing people play it on my
if you pre-ordered it, you got it 4 days early.
Fucking cheaters!
But I did not pre-order it. Because I've been busy playing BioShock, so I'm not worried about it.
I mean, good God, if I didn't learn my lesson from No Man's Sky, I don't know when I'm gonna.
Never again.
Never.
You know the funny thing about No Man's Sky is, I don't even think about it. I don't even think about it anymore. Like that game, I just dropped it like a rock.
Yep.
And I was just like, all right, and that's the end of No Man's Sky.
That's the end.
That's how this game ends, huh?
Oh, man.
Sweet. That's how it ends. Fuck, man. Fuck. No Man's Sky. No Man's fucking Sky. Jeez Louise.
It's so funny that they're being investigated now, though. Like,
oh, well, I mean, the advertising thing. I mean, the advertising thing is, it is a fair enough argument to be like, you should be investigating. You really promised so much and you didn't deliver any of it. So that's understandable. Yeah. Oh, one quick thing before we go. Ghostbusters is out now. Did you see it?
No. Fuck. I keep forgetting to download that.
So, Ghostbusters is out now.
I've been on this huge Bleach kick. You're not in. I'll save it. But for all you anime lovers out there, man, like I thought for a moment I maybe didn't have any real friends in my life because up to this point, I'm 33 years old and nobody's fucking told me about Bleach. And I thought Dragon Ball was the greatest thing ever. And that was until I saw Bleach. And now I'm just like full on the Bleach train.
So wait, are you all fucking like bent over backwards about like what happened in Dragon Ball like this week? Are you watching the Japanese ones?
Oh yeah, it's so like anticlimactic and I'm just unenthused. We'll see what I'm kind of actually after this one, I'm just done and I'm going to wait and let them stack. So because it's just infuriating to watch them from week to week.
But Trunks goes even more gold now. This is you want to know why Adam fucking dislikes anime? It's things like Trunks goes even more gold this week.
Yeah, it's bad. It's getting really bad. It was bad. Now it's getting really bad.
Poor anime fans everywhere. We feel your pain, anime
poor
fans. Well,
Dragon Ball fans.
I don't personally feel your pain.
You don't.
Reach does.
I do.
But like, I feel bad for you because it sucks when things you like start to suck. None of those things are the Vikings though, because 5-0 Minnesota Vikings.
5-0, baby.
Sports ball. The Vikings are so good. The fucking just everyone just drops out of the listening to it right now. It's talking about how great the Vikings are. But yeah, I mean, so that was I think that's it. That's all we got this week. Quick little episode for you guys. Let us know what you think about, Luke Cage or Iron Fist or Sigourney Weaver or any of that stuff. If you have anything you want to add to the discussion or anything you want from us.
Right.
Let us know.
If anybody wants to play Destiny.
If anyone wants to play Destiny with Reach, man, he needs someone to get in there, run the Crucible and get iron banners and go to the trials of Osiris with people and do all that goofy shit. Me on the other hand, I'll just be trying to work my way to diamond rank in Overwatch when I play.
Get it.
I'm so close.
So close.
Well, not so close. 2,700 is not so close, but it's pretty close. It's 300 points away from diamond. I doubt I'll get it. I really do. I haven't even played in a week. I'm probably already bleeding points. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Although I started playing May a lot. I fucking like playing May. She just is so mean to everybody. She's just such a jerk. She's the biggest jerk, Reed.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. She's just a trolley character.
That's your new
the wall and freezing everyone and just icicles to the dome.
Okay, so quick before we go then, did you see the Somber leaks?
I did not see any of the. I stopped paying attention to that because I figured after everyone was like, oh yeah, she's gonna come out on Halloween.
Right.
That was going to be like, as soon as that was kind of the thing, I'm like, I don't give a shit then. If that's like 2 months away, I'm done paying attention.
Yeah. No, there's an image that came out that looks pretty dope. I had to hit Sarah up because she's got the side shave, and I was like, hey Sarah, if this is actually real, are you ever gonna play any character other than this one?
Other than Sombra? It's hilarious. Oh, speaking of which, for Extra Play or Extra Life Day.
Extra Life.
Yeah, for Extra Life Day.
We're doing that.
So, yeah, we are. We're doing that. And I think you better get your goddamn PC gaming rig up and running because me and Sarah plan on playing Dead by Daylight at some point during that whole thing.
Dead by Daylight. Do I need... Well, okay, what do I need graphically? Because I've got the dual boot set up. I don't know what Dead by Daylight I'll
requires
look into it
overall.
I'll see if I can get on.
I mean, you know what Dead by Daylight is, right?
No.
One person plays a serial killer, 4 other people play survivors, and you try and outrun and outlast the serial killer.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's what Dead by Daylight is.
Okay.
And it's like a Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees type serial killer, like unstoppable force of death.
Currently checking graphic needs for that, and I'm definitely trying to get on some of that.
So yeah, because we will absolutely be playing that during the 24-hour play session. So, all right. We Minnesota goodbye the shit out of this ending of the episode. So
nice.
If you like the show, tell 2 people about it, and then tell them to tell 2 people so we can pyramid scheme the shit out of this and keep growing the show and then eventually make this our job. But until that day comes, we truly, truly, truly appreciate every single one of you who listen to the show. We're sorry for the delay. I'll try not to ever get sick again, but I got a small human and they are germ factories, so I can't guarantee anything, but I will do my best, much like how Gavin Hood is promising to do his best with Wolverine.
Yeah.
If you have any comments, concerns, or any of that stuff, feel free to reach out to us on all the social medias, anywhere on the internet. The Best Flarking Podcast and the Best Flarking Network is there. I have been Dunners this whole time.
And I've been Reed.
And we are the Best Flarking Podcast. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Later.